What is up, everybody? We're doing a haircut here today. I'm my boy Isaac. Just want to start the video saying, bro, like we're literally laughing the entire haircut. So if you see a lot of jumping and moving, just know that we're freaking laughing our ass off. You know how it is at the barbershop, bro. Everyone just BS's around. So pretty much us today. We both had a Red Bull and a coffee, so we're on one right now. Anyway, so right here I'm just taking off all the bulk with the 1.5 open. Today I'm using the Andis Masters. I just have the one with the guard all the way with the lever all the way open. Just knocking everything down. I'm just showing half the haircut today, just because these videos are so long, bro. But look at that, man. I got good with the focus now, so that's pretty good. That thing's not blurring out at all anymore. Had to go to manual focus. But anyways, right here I started my guideline, and I'm knocking everything out. Uh, One thing you want to know is when you're doing your guideline, I like to use the ear. So as soon as the clipper is like right over the ear, like pretty much that's where you're gonna start. You're not gonna go any higher or lower than that. You don't want to press the ear down too hard. That always gives me like a nice little guideline on my trimmers when I'm balding everything out. So right here I'm gonna take everything out, and then essentially what I'm gonna do is bald everything out with the shavers. Those shavers are the Babyliss ones. The trimmers I was using are the Low Pros. The Babyliss Low Pros. They're pretty cool, bro. Those Low Pros trimmers, they get loud, bro. I gotta spray Cool Care on them all the time. Every time they're starting getting loud, bro, because they're buzzing on people's ears and stuff, so it gets pretty annoying. So right here, I'm brush, brush, brush. I'm brushing. Take everything out, and then I'm gonna start my guideline. Notice how on the lever right here on these Andis, it's like halfway, right? So that's pretty much like my first guideline. I use the lever halfway, and then I work my way till I close it. So I'm going slowly, like notch by notch, closing it and closing it and closing it. It's not like the other, like your standard, like clippers, like your walls or whatever you use, that you just like open it all the way and then work your way down. With the Andis, the blade is a lot longer, so you gotta use only like half the lever right here, and then you work your way down. And then on my next guideline, I'm gonna open it all the way and then work my way down. So pretty much what I'm doing here is as I'm closing the lever, I'm using the corners as well. So I'm getting in a lot of little details and stuff like that, making sure everything is nice and smooth. Um, Sort of like, I think I have it closed here all the way. Yeah, I have it closed all the way. And I use the arch this time. I usually don't do arches like this with the guidelines and stuff like that when I'm doing haircuts anymore, just cause. But I don't know. I just thought I'd do it different this time. But yeah, man. So check it out. So I'm slowly closing the lever, and as I'm going down, I'm using the corner, but I have it tilted sideways. I don't know if you guys watched the other videos, but on the other videos I explain how like the more tilted you have the blade, the less it cuts. The more flat you have it, the more it cuts. And then the more it cuts, if you do it wrong, if you go too high, you're gonna leave patches. Then right here, I'm coming in back in with my trimmers and cleaning everything up, making sure everything is nice and tight. Check it out. So only using the corner, right? I'm gliding it over the whole hair, the whole fade I just did right here. And look how clean that leaves it. It gives it that nice little detailed, like bald skin, right? You don't gotta go back and forth, back and forth. So right here, it's curved at an angle in the front. I'll show it right now. I forgot to move the camera here, but check it out. So I have it open all the way, and I'm starting another little guideline about half an inch or whatever, an inch. I don't know how much that is, honestly. Nobody knows. Everyone just says an inch to half inch, but whatever. I make my other guideline with the lever all the way open, and I slowly start working my way down close until it's like halfway at the lever, right? Because that's where we first started the other guideline we made. And as I'm going in, I'm brushing all the hair because I want to make sure that like, you know what I mean? Like any little hair that's on there that's already cut stays on there. And if you don't brush it off, you're just going to keep hitting it and making more lines, bro. And it's going to be so much harder for you to take that out. So if you notice right there, I just use my finger to flick that down. and I just start working my way down with the lever, making sure I get down to the middle of the lever where I had left off. I know you guys see that line right there I'm hitting right now. I'm actually going above that a little bit, closing the lever a little bit. If you're fading, bro, and you like seriously like start trying to hit that black spot, you're gonna like mess everything up. You gotta go notch by notch pretty much sometimes. I mean, that's how I do it. But when you do that, what it does is that you're keeping like your guidelines like in order, you know, like everything's being symmetrical. You're not going jumping from the top to the middle to the bottom, and you know what I mean? If you keep a nice consistent like method, like everything's gonna work out solid. Eventually you're gonna erase that dark line that you're having trouble to take out. In this case is like right here is where I'm taking it out right now because it's already halfway the lever. Um and you see how everything just smoothly connects. You know what I'm saying? Either way, this is just a rough draft. You know, your guidelines are always your rough draft. You always are gonna go out towards the end of the haircut. I'm gonna show you, but you're gonna go back in and do detail work. The detail work is really what's gonna make your haircut stand out. So on this end, this right here, I'm using the zero guard, and I have it halfway open, and I'm creating my, my next guideline that I'm using is man bun. This is a man bun, so it's a mid skin fade. I know it looks like it's higher, but it's we're blending up to the top, so mid skin fade on these man buns, bro. Like what I usually do is like I usually hit it with like the 1.5 all the way in the top. You don't if you leave it anything longer like a 2, it's gonna look like too bushy up there, and his hairs are gonna be popping out, and it's gonna be like in like a few days that top part's gonna be all grown out. It's gonna look like a damn mushroom with the freaking stem on the top of his head or something like a plant. So right now what we're doing is using the 0, then we're gonna work our way with the 1. Don't forget like the Andis and the walls and stuff like that, they have like different methods. So instead of using the 1.5 guard, I'm technically gonna be using just like the 1 all the way open, and that'll be like the 1.5. So here we go with this. You know what's weird, bro? I've never faded with an Oster fast feed or an Oster octane or anything. I've never even used an Oster clipper, bro. I should probably buy one now that I'm talking about it. I just bought the gold magic clips today. Um, they look pretty filthy. I rock with them. I haven't had a wall thing in forever, so pretty excited. This should come in a few days. Then I'm gonna buy those black FX3s when they drop in February, because I use those a lot. The FX3s are good for detail work. So right here I'm going back in. Lever I think is halfway open. Touching up little detail work. You know what I mean? Going in sideways. You know what I'm saying? Just how they like it, all angles. Then start closing the lever a little bit, and then just slowly start hitting the little tiny black spots. So on his hair, bro, like there's little teeny tiny black spots. You guys probably don't really see it or don't pay attention to it when you're cutting hair because you're going through like millions of haircuts throughout the day. This was my last cut of the day, so we decided to do a YouTube video. He's like, all right, bet. So right here I'm using the 0 guard still, and I have the lever all the way open, and I'm making another guideline about the same length as I did with my with the lever halfway open with no guard. And then I'm slowly going to be working my way down. I already moved the notch right there. I see how the clipper, when I started by the temple, by where his hairline is, I have it turned sideways. So it's like, so I go up right here, and then I slowly start tilting the clipper sideways like that. See, because I leave a little bit of a shadow where his hairline is. That way I don't chop that off. You want to be very careful with chopping off those vertical bars, bro, because when you're lining them up and that's gone, like it's trash. It looks horrible. It looks like you're doing a military cut. So always turn your clipper sideways like this right here, and then just make sure you leave a little tiny bit of a shade on the front by the vertical bar. And I'll show you guys right now in the lineup how it looks. Everything's like nice and blended, and then like you still have some shadow right there in the front, so you're able to blend, so you're able to line everything up. And you throw enhancements on there. There's nothing wrong with throwing enhancements. I love enhancements. They make it look dope. You know, when he showers and it comes off, it's still gonna look nice and dope because everything is like, shadowed in there pretty good. So, but look at, man, right here we're laughing. We're laughing so hard, bro. I think I turned red. I was like sweating, bro. You know when you sweat, when you laugh so hard, you got sweat coming down your back, bro. That was me right there, dude. We were laughing so freaking hard, bro. It was so funny. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, it was so dumb, dude. That's why this video took forever too, bro, because we were just laughing, dude. We couldn't stop. Anyways, right here I got my I think it's my, yeah, it's still the zero guard. I'm just messing with the lever a little bit, see how much I can take off, and right there he's laughing again, so oh my god, dude. One of these days I'm gonna leave the audio on so you guys can hear all the stuff we talk about, bro. It's so funny, dude. I mean, a lot of it we can't really put out there because it's inappropriate sometimes, and kids watch this, young people, and they don't want to be a bad influencer, because I'm already a huge influencer right now. I'm really famous right now because I'm doing YouTube videos. But anyways, enough about me. Back to this. Um, so check it out. I think this is okay. So right here, I swapped over with the one, and I'm brushing those little tiny hairs down. Like I said, we're making rough drafts, so it doesn't have to be super perfect. I know I'm blending already and everything looks blended, but it's really not. There's still a lot of little work that needs to be touched up. So right here, I have it halfway open, and I'm just trying to knock everything down, all the way up to the hair, making sure I'm careful up there because I don't want to chop. As soon as you see that the teeth of the machine, of the clippers are getting close to the top of the hair, you want to pull away because if you go higher, you're gonna start chopping the hair where his long hair is. And then when he showers and brushes off his hair, he's gonna have a bunch of hairs coming out, and he's gonna be like, "Damn, this boy chopped me up, man. He about took half my length off." And then eventually, we're gonna have to cut that thing off. So you don't want that. You don't want nobody pissed off at you, bro. So just do it right the first time, and you'll be straight. So I think right here I have the one with the lever halfway, and then I'm slowly gonna be working my way down, closing that lever notch by notch. I don't really go by those. See how the on this clipper on the end is like it's got that little dividers in them between. I don't really use those. I go in between those sometimes. Right here I'm going with the grain, combing everything down, making sure everything's nice and flat. I'll turn them right here to the side so you guys can see me work on the front a little bit too. Um, that combs everything down. When pretty much done, I'm gonna go over it with the scissors. See, it looks like it's already faded, but it's really not. You still need a lot of work right there. Like I still see a bunch of black spots right there on the top part too. And I'm left-handed, so right here I'm switching over with my right hand, and just because I don't want my hand in the way of the camera, so it was kind of awkward. I was like, oh, what the hell, dude? But I mean, when I'm cutting my own hair, I'm using my right hand too, so I was like, why not? So right here, I'm just going with the grain, combing everything down, make sure everything's brushed down. This is the one, I think it's the one with the lever halfway or almost closed all the way. And see if I catch those hairs on top where his long hair is, I like pull away. I don't want to keep going up because then that's when you chop it. So pull away if you catch yourself pulling out hairs. Try and leave as much of the top hair as you can. Sorry, my hand's in the way right here. I'm left-handed, bro. If I was right-handed, you guys could probably see all that stuff right now, but God made me left-handed. God made me special. So right here, the lever's all the way open with the one guard, and I'm going up all the way to the top, making sure I'm leaving not too dark of a shadow there. But if you notice from the bottom of the vertical bar all the way to the top, how it transitions from like skin to length on top, just because I don't want to make it too light on top either. Some people just go with the 1.5 and just, go into town on that top, bro. Don't even try and blend it that good. So just looks like he's missing his whole hair and it looks just like a zero all the way around. But if you take your time, bro, make everything look solid, you'll be straight. So see the lever's still all the way open. I'm just kind of touching it up. I'm still going to go over it with thinning shears and scissors. Make sure I get in a lot of little details up there. This is, like I said, just a little rough draft. I'm just going over everything, making sure I know what I'm getting myself into. Now I'm going back in, making sure I hit every little thing I can with the clipper before I go in with my scissor work and stuff like that. Just messing with the lever essentially right here. When they say mess with the lever, go up and down, you're just trial and error. This is what I'm doing. So this is where the little detail work starts coming in. Notice how I'm using the little teeth on the comb and using the scissors. The little teeth on the comb catch the little tiny parts of the bottom of the fade. So after you go with like your lever all the way open pretty much to the half guard or whatever clipper you're using, this is when you want to use your little tiny teeth. Once you start going higher than that, you kind of just want to start using like your big teeth or your thinning shears. As soon as you go, check it out, see how like the very bottom is getting really, really blended? That's all the little detail work you got to work on. So this is, oh man, we're just, we're laughing so hard. I think we were talking about like the charger for my camera. We're going to get a generator or something, put it inside the shop because I needed an extra battery, but I bought some, so we're good. But right here, I'm blending the beard a little bit. He doesn't want his beard done, but either way, I blend it in just because, got to make sure he doesn't walk out with like that big old solid beard thing that people leave. So look at my finger right there. Every time I'm going from the bottom to the top, I'm moving the lever with my finger, see? And I'm going up, 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 up. So I start with the lever all the way open, and then I slowly start working my way up. And I use the ear as guidelines. So the bottom of the earlobe is pretty much with the 1.5 all the way open, and then I slowly start working my way closing it till I get to that very inside of his ear where that bottom part is. And then in the middle of the ear where that little circle thing in the ear is, I use a half guard, and then man, I gotta I'm gonna try and hopefully in the next video try and show you guys what I mean, okay? Because it's kind of hard to explain, but there's parts of the ear that I use to divide the beer, so you know how to blend it in perfectly. His laugh is contagious, bro. Oh my god, dude. Look, he's trying to hold in his laugh right here. I'm trying not to push him back, but oh my god, dude, he just can't sometimes, bro. Anyway, sorry, man. So right here, we're going in with the trimmers, and I start in the middle and work my way to the side. Make sure they're not moving like that, because if they move like that, one wrong move and you're pushing that boy back like LeBron. And then I angle my trimmer down a little bit with the left corner of my blade, and then just because I don't want to go high, it's always better to go low and then work your way up. Going right here with the corner of my trimmer. These aren't super zero gap like my other low pros, and these have different teeth, so they hit different. And when you go back in and I do detail work with it, like it shows a little bit. You know what I mean? Like right here, just the corner. It looks like I'm using the full blade, but I'm not. Just the corners. Check it out. Slowly working my way up. I'm going up a little bit higher, just because it's not too zero gap. So just touching up the little tiny black spots I see down there. Make sure everything is nice and good. If there was a line down there right where the trimmer was, where I started my guideline, I'd probably just use the shavers and then just try and take it out. But really, there wasn't no line. So right here, the enhancement. Notice how I sprayed my glove. I sprayed my glove first to make sure to see that the ink is coming out correctly. And then right here, I'm using it's like a 245 card, but I have the gun pretty much with shooting almost all its way out. I don't have it too tight. Uh, Make sure you're at a distance. Don't get too close. And notice how I'm like going up and down, making sure it's going in all the hair, bro, not just the very tip. Because then if you just hit it right where the card is, from the card to the hairline, it'll get super super dark right there, and then it'll look like a strong line, and you don't want that. So you want to sort of brush the airbrush across the hair while you're brushing. That makes sense, bro. Dude, it's like 2 in the morning. I'm trying to do this, man. So anyways, I went back in and I brushed everything in, and then with the enhancements, so it brushes into the hair and it doesn't look like it's just a solid black line. Coming in with my chalk. The chalk, what it does, bro, is it causes like a contrast between the skin color and the hair color. So when you blend that in, it kind of gives it that little white chalk line transition. It's pretty sick, bro. I like how it looks. I like how it looks to watch. I use a trimmer and then I kind of erase everything out. So I'm brushing everything out. Make sure everything is nice and blended out. And don't worry, that's not all. It's not going to stay like that. I go in with the razor. So now I'm pulling the skin with my thumb to the forehead. And I'm using the razor, making sure I'm just barely touching the line. Just touch the line. As soon as you feel a little baby hair come off, don't go any more deeper than that because you don't want to freaking push that thing back. But man, I'm surprised I didn't push him back at all with this, man. We were just laughing the whole time, bro. I could have messed him up so many times, but just gotta be careful, bro. See right here, this little corner. Hit that right there. Bam. I usually go over the head when I'm using the razor like this, but I wanted to get it on camera, so I just flipped it upside down. Sorry you can't see this part. It's exclusive VIP. So a little bit more detail work with the trimmers, just making sure I didn't miss anything. Make sure everything's nice and solid. Just gonna go back in and do a little bit of detail work with my, I think the FX3s. Yeah, I like the FX3s. I like the teeth on it, man. Once you get used to using that thing, bro, you're gonna be like, damn, bro, this thing's cut really good. Check it out. I have the lever all the way open on my FX3s, and I'm using the angle, like I told you guys earlier. Leave it at a really strong angle, and then slowly start laying it flat when you feel like you can cut a little bit more. The more, if you do that flat part first, and then you go in and you create a freaking patch, bro, it's gonna show on your haircut, and you don't want that. So make sure you start, tilt it all the way. Once you get confident and know what you're doing, you just start laying it flat a little bit more. But going in with the scissors right up here, making sure those little hairs that stick out like are cut off because he doesn't like those. So we always double check that. Make sure that's not like popping up. When like you slick your hair back and you got little tiny scraggles sticking out, we're just pretty much taking care of those. But check it out, man. I'm left-handed, bro. I'm over here trying to get angles so I don't get my hand in the way. Big old fat hand in the way. Knock that little shadow out. Right in. Tiny little hair sticking out right there. Make sure everything's nice and blended. Then I go in with my scissors. See how I'm using the big teeth now? With every time you're working your way up around the crown area, use your big teeth for detail work. Don't use your little teeth. Then I go in with my scissors, do some detail work here up to the top. And notice, you might think this not doing much, but check it out, man. If you focus on it, you'll see that it's like knocking out the little black spots that are all crammed in together. Because there's hair that like squeeze in together and then it stays crammed. So this like pretty much divides it, which gives it that little blurriness on top. You just got to be careful, angle it a little bit, because if you do it too much, it's gonna like cut the skin. I've cotton skin before, but check that out, man. Look how beautiful that looks. Oh my god, that is amazing. So that is a mid skin fade with the man bun. If you like it, subscribe. I hate when people do that. So if you want to do that, do that. I get annoyed and switch the video. So that's a cut.